So many people don't understand how the Russia-Ukraine war can possibly lead to war in Europe and the United States, and I'm going to explain how. There is something called NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and that is an alliance that began right after World War II. That alliance was formed between 12 countries. Those countries include the US, Italy, Germany, UK, Canada, and those countries came together and decided to form an alliance to say, hey, we are going to back each other up and support each other in case a country outside of this alliance comes and attacks. Okay, so it's almost like having your buddies in the schoolyard that are going to back you up no matter what if a bully comes at you. All right. So this alliance was formed. And now what's happening is that Russia invading Ukraine is causing issues because Ukraine is not part of NATO. Okay. It was wanting to be part of NATO and Russia did not like that. Okay. So it's not part of NATO right now, but it needs help. And so what US and other countries have been doing is that they've been given weapons. They've been supplying either missiles, aircrafts, money. They have been supporting Ukraine during this. However, what Ukraine is now asking for is a no-fly zone placed over Ukraine. And so what's happening now is Europe and US are not wanting to put this no-fly zone because what that means is that if they impose a no-fly zone and Russia still defies that no-fly zone, okay, then we're going to have to attack. And so that's very similar to you telling your 2-year-old son, do not touch that or I will smack you. And then your 2-year-old son touches it, you're going to have to smack him. You told him you're going to smack him. And if you don't smack him, then the 2-year-old is going to know that your word doesn't really mean anything. And so that is why it's tricky right now because countries in NATO, including the US, want to help Ukraine, but we don't want to get our military involved. And especially because Ukraine is also not part of this alliance. So that's why it's tricky, but that is why this could possibly lead to something else, which is what's scaring people and scaring the markets.